Hey everybody, on this week's edition of Stupid Rare, I have a very unique desk fan for you. This is the Toshiba 12-inch Crystal Zephyr desk fan, oscillating desk fan. This is one you've probably never seen before. This was made in Japan and then imported to America, and obviously, I think they had some models, they obviously had models they produced in Japan for 220 volts, but this is a 120 volt American market model. These are very, very rare, very seldomly seen here in the States. And I'm not sure why, because they clearly had a market here. So I do note that they are seen somewhat more commonly in Canada. So yeah, but this one is clearly a US one. It is labeled UL. Underwriters Laboratories, not Underwriters Laboratories of Canada. So yeah, the thing that makes this one so rare is actually the blade color. Most of these you've probably seen with translucent blue blades, like same shade as this, Panasonic almost, maybe a little bit lighter. They also came with green blades I've seen, like light green, almost the same as that Rax that I have. That Rax box fan, the 220 volt one. This one has these really pretty, like violet or indigo colored blades. They're almost like a smoky, bluish, purplish color. They're really cool, really pretty. I'll hold them up to their. I'll shine a light behind them later just so you can see the color more vividly. But speaking of that Rax that I have, the 220 volt one, this one also has something in common with that one. You may see on the base there it has the regular push buttons for the speeds on the left side, but on the right side there's a knob. Now that is not the oscillator knob, as some of these Japanese fans did have the oscillator knob on the base. That's actually a timer, so like a timer switch. So you could have the fan running for I think as long as 45 minutes, and then it would shut off automatically. And I think that's like that sort of safety thing that they have in overseas in Europe, where they don't like running their fans overnight, or they're like afraid of it or something. I don't know. Yeah, a lot of fans have timers built in over there, which is kind of interesting, as you could see with that Rax that I showed before. But anyways, this one is most similar, I think, to, let me actually get it up here real quick. Of course, I had the tripod sitting over the cord. This one, the National Panacool desk fan, which you saw a couple years ago. I've had this one for a few years now, but you can clearly see the resemblance. This one's made by Matsushita, and that one's made by Toshiba. So, two different companies, but they definitely had a similar style, similar design. Of course, only difference is the Toshiba has the 4 blades, and the National has 3. But the 4 blades was like Toshiba's trademark, I guess. A lot of their fans had 4. Now, let me take the National down here. The, you back to the middle. This is made in approximately the late 60s, early 70s. I'm not entirely sure when. I think this was probably a early 70s model, but I'm not really sure. I'm only saying that because I think the earliest ones had metal blades, from what I've seen. This one is mostly metal. Everything is metal except for the very back of the motor housing and the blades, of course. And actually now I can turn the fan to its side, show you guys. So this part of the motor housing is plastic. This part is metal. So, yeah, the neck bracket, base, everything else is all metal. So, actually, I think the actual base itself is, can't tell. Yeah, that's got to be metal, because it's painted. Yeah, so mostly metal, and I really, really like the design of the cage, how it has a sort of concave shape of the grill, very unique. And the other similarity this one had to the National here is that this one has what they call the fusion cage, where the back grill has these radial rungs that go around. It's actually, I think this one is just a big spiral. Maybe not. The National is a big spiral. And then the front grille has the perpendicular rungs, so it's kind of a mixture of both designs. It's really cool. It has a cool effect when you look at it straight on. A nice little Venturi ring here with the Toshiba logo on the grill medallion. The little chrome nut actually twists. It actually holds the blades on like a regular plastic desk fan of today. Yeah, it's got a really cute little wood grain decal on the back here. I really like that. And yeah, it's a really cool fan. Also show the back. Because the motor housing, the back design of the motor housing is really, really cool. It almost looks like a jet engine or something. It's really neat. And there's the UL sticker that I mentioned. Yeah. Cord restraining, or string, everything about this fan is just, it just screams luxury. Like, even down to the restrain clip on the cord. But head wire is in good shape. Braided. And then the oscillator knob, which is just like, again, traditional plastic desk fan of today. And it's screw-on, like the earlier Galaxy models. So now, oh, and then I also wanted to show you, oh, it's upside down, the label. This is model number EL-33C, 30 centimeters, which I'm fairly certain is 12 inches. This looks like a 12-inch size blade to me, at least. If I'm wrong, feel free to correct me. It has multiple screw holes on the bottom for hanging it on the wall, so you hang it that way. And the other interesting thing is, look on the bottom here, on the corners, there's 4 little casters, little caster wheels, so you can like spin it around. As I said, back down on the shelf here, you can like spin it around on the casters. It's really, really cool. Really neat feature. I've never seen that before on a desk fan. It's like those box fan stands with leap wheels, but for a desk fan instead. So now, oh, and also, well, I guess I can show you the timer and everything when I show the fan up close. But yeah. All right, time to go for a test. So I've got the fan plugged into the kilowatt meter, and I don't think this plug is original. This is one of those replacement, like, crimp-on, snap-on plugs from like the 80s or whatever, so pretty sure that plug is not original. Probably used to have a longer cord. I don't think this little clip tie thing, this little like wrapper, whatever it is original either. But yeah, we'll test it with the kilowatt just to see the current draw. Well, I think it's going to be easier for you guys to see if I just hold the kilowatt up like this. But anyways, let's start the fan up on, let's do low, or sorry, yeah, let's do high, I guess. I said low and then hit the high button. Duality of man. But anyways, turn it to the side so you guys aren't in complete, total path of the airflow. But this thing moves pretty good air. It's not like super high RPMs, but with that 4 blade set, it's pretty good. So let's take a look at our current draw here. Oop, start with amps. It's 0.61, 0.62 amps. 52.9, 52.8. And dropping watts. And you can't see now. 0.73 power factor. Okay. Very quiet. Medium. There's a very big speed difference with this fan as well, for all the speeds. And I did do a total cleaning and lubrication on this one. So this is after lubricating. And it wasn't even like stiff or anything when I got it. let's see, 0.41 amps, 35.3 watts, about the same power factor. Yeah, this is a decently slow medium speed. And low. The low goes so slow you can almost count the blades each time they spin around. But we're still moving some air. It's like a very gentle breeze. I really like how slow the low speed is though. Like this might be the slowest low on any of my desk fans, 12-inch at least. But let's take a look at our current 0.29 amps, 25 on the dot, and same power factor, which probably shouldn't be surprising. Okay, do spin down from low. And we tested the, probably done with the kilowatt now, so I can set that aside. And engage the oscillator. Oscillator knob on this one, you gotta really like push it down to get it to go. We'll start it up on low. Whoops, didn't mean to get in frame there. I've probably been doing that this whole video and haven't even noticed. So I apologize for that. But there's low speed with the oscillator engaged. This one does not have 5-way oscillation, which is, I think, I'm pretty sure 5-way oscillation was a Matsushita trademark. But they put those casters on the bottom so you can move the whole fan instead, I guess. That was their response. It does have a pretty wide oscillation arc already, so. Medium. And high. Yeah, great difference in speeds. Disengage. And spin down from high. Keep stepping on this box. Probably have to run it to break in the bearings a little bit more, get that oil worked in. Feel like it could be longer. But anyway, I think it's time for an up-close view now. So here's, we'll start on the base, I guess. Push buttons for the speeds, which are like Galaxy, starting at white and then getting darker in blue tones. Toshiba logo. Crystal Zephyr. Some of the black paint is missing on both the Crystal Zephyr name stamping and the timer dial. But there's a time switch, and as you can see, this is when it's like on all the time. That's the very end. So that's when it hits that is when it stops, and you can just to set it, you turn the little red arrow to whatever time you want, say 30 minutes. Then it'll stay on for half an hour until it actually can probably demonstrate it. It'll stay on until the timer winds down to the 0, and then it'll just shut off automatically until you either switch it back on or switch that off. Very nifty little feature. It's the same, works the exact same way as it does on the racks that I have, racks box fan. But there's that cute little wood grain decal I really like. Yeah, I really like the color, mix of colors on this fan. It's really cool. And then of course, as I mentioned, these really nice purple blades, which are beautiful. See if I can get a light to shine behind them. I actually have one right here. Will this work? Well, the light is sort of. I thought this light worked, but I guess no. Yeah, that doesn't really help. Doesn't have the right effect. It's like a blue LED. I guess you can see it okay. Actually, probably if I hold the fan up. Oh yeah, there you go. You can see it's like a nice light, like lavender almost color. And I think they had a name for that color. I'm not sure what it would have been. I heard from another collector they had a name for it. So yeah, I don't know. Another thing is the spokes on the front grill kind of like swirl off, like they're off-centered or something. Like they're not perpendicular exactly. They're kind of like crooked, which is kind of interesting. I kind of like that design. And then of course on the front of the little blade nut, it's got this really cool cross-hatched pattern that looks almost like crystals, which is probably where it partially got the name Crystal Zephyr, its namesake. Little Toshiba logo down there, which was upside down when I got it. The whole grill was. Actually, I think this whole thing just pops out, so I could have just turned that around. But on the back here, it does have the knob there to hold the neck bracket up. There's the UL sticker, and for some reason it says re-examination service. I'm not sure what that means. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know if maybe this was like a failed inspection, or who knows. I mean, clearly it was sold, so I already showed you the bottom, but I showed you that really cool motor housing design too, and the oscillator knob, which screw in the flathead screw. So yeah, also this thing is tall. It is very tall. Like it's taller than a 16-inch Emerson 77-648. And that's because in Japan they use these on the floor, so they're not really technically not table fans. They set them on the floor and like point them up. It's just how they use them over there. And they had another model of this that was like kind of a pedestal fan, but not really. It was like a short pedestal fan, and it had, I think, an extendable, like telescoping neck. But everything else was pretty much the same. I saw a video of one of those when I was doing research for this, and that's a pretty cool one. Yeah, they made several different models of these, like different variations. Some of them had the timer, like this one, but a lot of them didn't, I've seen. And there were ones with, like I said, blue blades was the most common, I think, and the green blades were pretty uncommon. There's also one that has brown blades, almost like a little bit lighter than the Galaxy. And anyway, that just about does it for this video. Not sure if I left anything else about this one out, so that is the 12-inch Toshiba Crystal Zephyr desk fan with the rare purple blades. So thank you guys for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next video.